I know this is hard, but I need to ask you some questions about what happened.
If you sat through 8 hours of Unbelievable, then you must have felt pure, gripping intrigue all throughout. And you must have found yourself wondering when Netflix is going to release the second season of this intriguing story of Marie Alder. If you haven't seen the show, here's a count on what it's about. Unbelievable is a real-life story of a multiple rape investigation that was laid out in the Pulitzer Prize-winning 2015 ProPublica article. It was written by T. Christian Miller and Ken Armstrong, and the article is titled An Unbelievable Story of Rape. The show is based on the interviews and the trials of Marie, who was a victim of sexual assault alongside other victims involved. If you haven't seen the series, you'll certainly crave more episodes. Today we're going to show you all we know about Unbelievable Season 2.
But first, a simple reminder on how to enter our brand new giveaway. We will be giving away either an iPhone X Max, the new iPad mini, or a MacBook Pro. It's all your choice. So be sure to leave a like, comment the keyword, subscribe, and turn on notifications to enter the giveaway. It's really that simple.
If there's one genre Netflix gets right with its originals, it's crime drama. Some of the best Netflix originals are crime dramas, and Unbelievable has certainly reached the top of the list. In producing the series, 5 studios worked together, and the result, as we can see, was incredible. With an amazing cast, performance, and crew, the series has won some awards and fetched itself nominations including Critics' Choice Television Award and Peabody Award. Firstly, I'm about to hit you with some unbelievable news. There's not going to be another season of Unbelievable. First off, the series was produced as a limited series. A representative for Netflix told Women's Health, "It's a limited series, and based on the true story, alas, we won't have another season." As we can tell from Netflix series like When They See Us, Godless, and Gilmore Girls: A Year in the Life, Netflix doesn't have expanded plans for shows they set as limited series or miniseries. Although they may not be showing more about the series, Unbelievable managed to accomplish so much in so little time. According to the executive producer Susanna Grant, it tells the story of rape investigation gone horribly wrong, and then a rape investigation gone brilliantly right. Next up, despite the conclusive ending, the fans have been eager to see a second season. The amazing performance of the cast members only kept the fans longing for more. Although Netflix is notoriously secretive with its viewing figures, the streaming giant announced that over 32 million people viewed the miniseries within the first month of its release in September 2019, and the numbers have certainly increased. The showrunner Susanna Grant made a statement in an interview with Entertainment Weekly that could imply something different. According to Grant, she'd seen the overwhelmingly positive reviews fans had to say about the series, and she knew that the fans wanted more. She said, "I gather that there's been a fondness for the Merritt-Toni duo, and people would love to see them again. There are no current talks for another season, but never say never." But she also said, "I think we ended it the way I wanted to end it, which is great. What a way to keep the fans on their toes." Up next, the fans are still finding it hard to reconcile with the fact that the show will not have a second season. They took it upon themselves to propose new ideas on what the next season could be about, and it somehow even got all the way to Susanna Grant. When asked if Unbelievable could work as an anthology series, where the second season will tell a new story with new characters, Grant got excited and said, "That's a cool idea." This is such a high bar because if there's some case that I find or come across that has this kind of weight and remarkable storytelling and unbelievable journalism behind it, I would jump at it. Absolutely. She also said she'd not found anything exciting just yet, but she'll never say never, so we can expect some awesome and intriguing crime drama from her anytime now. Also, if the show takes a different tale, it would make it a potential competitor to HBO's True Detective or FX's American Crime Story. Next up, the fact that the series is a limited series isn't the only reason why it came to an end after its first season. As we know, Unbelievable is based on a true life story from an article titled An Unbelievable Story of Rape. It's the story of a Washington woman who reported her rape only to be denied justice and to be forced into recanting her story and facing a misdemeanor charge. She was finally exonerated after 2 detectives caught her attacker and found pictures of her on his hard drive. He was sentenced to 327 years in prison. Now here's another reason why the story can't continue. Firstly, it's a true life story, and although the article retraces the story in great detail, the series Unbelievable goes all the way to the end of the article and explores every depth of the story. If something else is made up after this, it'll only become fiction, and it may not be as original and thrilling as the true life story. This means there's nothing else to explore in a potential season 2. Also, the detectives who worked on the case were from different districts. They only teamed up because of the similarities in their cases. There's no record that the 2 detectives ever worked together again. So while detectives Rasmussen and Duvall may have been the perfect duo, fans have to say goodbye to their short partnership. Up next is the undeniable fact that the subject content right in the middle of Unbelievable is brutally honest, but it brings with it an important debate on sexual violence and the treatment of victims. The story story of Marie reached its end when the truth of her attacker came to light and she was freed. But does Unbelievable have to be just about Marie's story? For its second season, the producers can bring Wever and Collette back with another team-up concentrated on a new case. After all, what's a detective without a case? According to Detective Karen Duvall and Detective Grace Rasmussen, their characters were influenced by their real-life colleagues Stacey Galbraith and Edna Hendershot, but they did not pursue the lives of women specifically. This offers the upcoming Season 2 the opportunity to further develop a new narrative that's not directly taken from the media. Another choice will be to adapt Unbelievable to the crime anthology format, with a brand new cast and setting. Unfortunately, this would mean that there may not be a comeback of Wever and Collette, but it might follow in the footsteps of True Detective with a couple of characters researching the real crime plaguing the community. Grant added that the concept of the anthology was an attractive idea, but it might be of less interest to viewers who were in love with the original cast. Whatever happens to the fate of Unbelievable, stay tuned for any updates. Next up, is there a high possibility that Unbelievable may become an anthology-style series? That means another case of journalistic investigation might be explored. Netflix has had some interest in turning popular one-offs into anthologies. The 2018 Haunting of Hill House is also set to return as an anthology. Dirty John also got a second season despite being specifically named for infamous con artist John Meehan. The idea is that Netflix may consider digging up other stories for the series to continue. But will the other stories be as peculiar as the story of Marie? Everything about the released article on Marie's story and the series is in sync down to the title, and it probably won't be as smooth if there are other stories attached to it. Up next, although we may want to see a new season of the series, and of course see the cast who made the show worth our while, are the cast members willing to go through shooting the movie again? I doubt that. Most of them described it as tragic and draining, and some also said the series changed their perspective of life. Kaitlyn Dever, who played the role of Marie Alder, said in an interview that the role was the hardest thing she's ever done in her career. According to her, she felt the emotions from filming the very first episode. She said it was definitely emotional. It's a thing that drains you. Luckily, the producers were really supportive. When asked about the effect the show had on her, she said, "My heart was aching for her during and in the aftermath of this show. As much as we felt the emotions of Marie through Dever, she felt it more, and she may not want to do that for a second season." Next up, Kaitlyn Dever was not the only one who was touched by the series. Merritt Wever, who plays Detective Karen Duvall, also shared her own experience. In an interview with Entertainment Weekly, she opened up about how she felt pressured to get the story right in all of its nuances. She said, "I did all the usual things, but no amount of material could ease the experience of living inside the painful, fact-based saga for 3+ months of filming." She also added that filming Unbelievable was the hardest project she's ever done in her career, and that this was because she put herself in the intense emotional space every single day for her to get it right. Wever also said she felt like she and Toni were an engine that had to keep going and keep looking, and the relentless energy started to break her down after a while. Well, sorry everybody, but these actors may not want to go through this a second time for a second season, as it could totally affect their ways of life. Although we may not be seeing more of Unbelievable, Grant explains that the desire is there to tell new stories, not more of this story. So there's some hope that we'll see some of Susanna Grant's works on our screen soon. That's a wrap for today's video. Make sure you stick around for more exciting content on our channel. Be sure to hit the subscribe button and the notification bell. Thanks so much for watching, and we'll see you next time.